that, high level government officials are doing black ritual magic with, actual satanic witches, or, you're actually dealing with actual paranormal stuff. Like, the more we get into this, the more you probably shouldn't play with this shit. Fucking around with a Ouija board, ha ha ha. What? Like, Parker Brothers made a Ouija board, and they're selling, a portal to the other side, basically, and kids are playing with it, and I'm sure, it's one of those, if you believe hard enough, well, got kids who still see these things, because kids can still see these things because they haven't had that whole growing up process of taking it away from you yet. Imagine how many kids have actually summoned or brought or talked to things, just fucking around.
That's terrifying. Thinking about that, and the kids sometimes they don't understand the danger that they're in.
Right. Right.
Thinking it's just all fun and games.
Honestly, I think the lesson we should take about it is, if you're going to violate some taboos and, be edgy, just fucking go smoke a joint and then eat a dozen Jack in the Box tacos. It's probably safer.
Yeah. I can't stress enough, after what my family has gone through, do not play with this stuff at all, because how George Soros is a nation wrecker? These things are family wreckers. Don't do it. I mean, thank God my family, we came through intact. We're fine, we're healthy, we're happy. We're a good nuclear family. But
yeah, the previous family didn't fare so well.
No, sadly, and I didn't understand when we went to look at the house. The realtor said they're getting a divorce, and I was like, why? I'm like, they had beautiful kids. Nice, I couldn't understand it. They both looked, healthy. They weren't like alcoholics or drug addicts. They didn't have any disabilities. I just couldn't understand it. I should have known better, but I couldn't put my finger on it.
Was the price of the house a little bit too good?
No. We walked in. It's a big house. I mean, it's a big colonial. It's got 6 bedrooms, 3.5 baths. It's a big house, and the people before them offered them $1,000 less what they were asking for, and they said no, because they knew the worth of the house, the neighborhood, the school system. And I said, give them what they want. I said, it's ideal for us. I said, just give them the asking price. I'm not going to haggle these people, and then someone comes in a day later and gives them their asking, and we lose the home. So they had some leverage. They knew their situation. Their geographical.
I don't even think I've been in a house with 6 bedrooms.
Yeah, it's pretty. Well, that was part of the problem. The house was so big that
a lot of hiding places.
Oh God, I just got goosebumps when you said that. Not just hiding places, but you didn't always know where the noise was coming from.
Right, because it's so big. Yeah, coming from that side of the house. There's so many rooms over there.
Right, and I'm running like a lunatic, thinking someone's in the house, and I'm like, I got to kill this person because I have 2 children in the house.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I'm like, I'm in murder mode at that point, because I have two young children that aren't even in the 5th grade, and I'm like, what is this person doing in my house? So, I'm getting ready to shoot somebody, but there was nothing there, nothing.
That's crazy.
I would have rather have encountered somebody.
Yeah,
I'll be honest with you guys. In retrospect, I would have put them through a couple walls and threw them out the bay window. That would have been it. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case.
No, that was
now
worse,
right. Now, I would rather fight 5 people at the same time than deal with what I dealt with. I'd rather get beat mercilessly than that. I can't explain to anybody that listens to this podcast how dreadful it was to come to your own home and not feel welcome there, and at the same time being the man of the house, not showing it to my family. Right. I had to put on a show for them, so they weren't uncomfortable, because the one time I freaked out, my wife lost it.
Yeah, you can't. So you can't let them see that you're afraid too.
No, I was like, I can never do that again. Because when she saw me lose it, she got it even worse. So,
because that just validated everything for her, probably, when you lost it.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. She was like, I've been right this whole time. I've told you I'm not crazy. Yeah, you're right. It did validate it for her when I lost it. Because I was very grounded. I was always looking for, in my line of work, cause and effect in real time is very real for me.
Right.
And I was always looking for Why did this happen? I would try to actually set things up in the house that would make the noise. I couldn't replicate it for the life of me.
That's got to be creepy, man.
I couldn't do it. Yeah, like I would spend hours like trying to do stuff. Like they go to my in-laws like for dinner. I'm like, no, I'm gonna stay home. I got some stuff I want to work on in the house, and I would actually sit there and try to replicate these noises alone. Now, mind you, alone in this goddamn house, and I just couldn't do it. You know what? Come to think of it, I left something out. When we first got the house, I was alone here for a week because I was prepping the house for the babies. I didn't want them here yet because I had to clean the house, I had to paint it, and I was installing an air conditioner unit, and I felt something behind me, and I brushed it off. I felt, like you feel like someone's standing on top of you.
Yep.
And I was squatting down, and it felt like it had physical advantage over me because I'm squatting down, and it's like leering over me. That's what I felt, and I brushed it off, and I hadn't felt anything for a long time since then. But now that I think about it, that's something that I probably should have paid attention to because I had never felt like that before. You know what I felt like for the first time in my life as an adult male? I felt physically vulnerable.
Shit.
Physically vulnerable. Like I said, I train hard. I'm always in the gym. I consider myself that I'm pretty strong. And for the first time in my life, I was like, I'm gonna get hurt. Like I actually thought someone was there.
Wow.
Like you expect to turn around and you're gonna be in a fight. That's what I was thinking. But nothing there. So anyway, I'm sorry. Back to that ritual thing.
Yeah. So that's ritual.
That's some bad advice.
It's some really bad advice. It sounds like, I mean, like, first of all, you want to get a hold. Like you just call up Michael or Anubis, and and then just ask them to help you when you have no experience or any sort of mostly experience. Like that's not something I think that anybody should be fucking around with.
No, and even Michael the Archangel, even though he is an angel, he was a bad dude.
Yeah.
You don't want to piss him off and bring him into your house either. What happens if he's aggravated? Like, you called me for this?
Right. Exactly.
Like, I got other things to do right now.
Yeah, that's what gets me about it. It's just how, like, casual and unserious the whole, like, thing that they wrote up is.
Yeah, that's not a power you want to be invoking lightly.
No, just call upon one of the most powerful angels in the history of what we know. Invite him into your house.
Invite him into your house because you hear a noise. And yeah, go ahead.
And hope he doesn't take offense to that.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, what if you're not really... What if you actually get a hold of Michael the Archangel and you don't have a ghost? Now he's going to be pissed, I'm sure.
Right.
He's gonna make you into a ghost and exercise you.
Yeah. He's like 30 people just died because you...
Yeah.
I wasn't there to help them.
Yeah. Way to go. Way to go.
Something like that.
No, that's dangerous. I mean, like, even like Adam, you're talking about the demon hex ex-boyfriend thing. Like, even fucking around with that kind of stuff. Like, girls, even boys or whatever, little kids doing magic. I mean, that's probably not a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, if there's any young guys and girls listening, don't do that at all. Don't
mess
play
around
games
with that stuff. I mean, unless you really, unless, like, I don't know. I mean,
Unless you're damn well ready to get whatever you may.
Yeah. If you're gonna mess around, maybe that's what it is. If you're gonna mess around with it, at least, know that you could put yourself in some serious danger.
Right. One person that I know of that is so strong in her faith that she would. You guys just had her on recently, Bella.
Yes.
She would probably be able to handle something like that, just because of her faith in God and how strong it is. My faith isn't. I'm not as well grounded as she is in those things. She has a much better knowledge too. So if you just don't do it.
Yeah.
That's just the best.
Don't fuck around summoning spirits, people. Like,
Don't do it. It's not worth it.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Yeah.
No, not at all.
So, damn. So what kind of... Okay, so you said they brought out those... what'd you call them? E something?
EVP.
EDPs.
Yeah, electronic voice phenomenon.
And they have Did they bring any